Today is Addie's birthday. Happy birthday, Addie. And if she can make an enthusiastic video showing off her new shoes, then I can too. So I could tell you that the reason I haven't posted a video in a while is that it's super cold outside, and that's why 7 and 7 was canceled, or that my internet wasn't working on my computer, or that I just was kind of tired, or that I started work on I had my first shift last Wednesday. Now, all those things did happen, but they're not the reason I haven't posted a video. The reason that sometimes my videos are sporadic and then come in like 3 at once is that a lot of stuff's been happening. I'll just recap the past, 12, 13 months for you guys. In September, I moved to Hayward, California, and started going to school at Cal State East Bay, where I met Tessa, my best friend from the Bay Area. So I meet Tessa, we're in the dorms, we hate the dorms, she decides to move out. Her mom can't have her live with her because she lives in a one-bedroom in San Francisco, and if you've ever seen a one-bedroom in San Francisco, it's like the size of a studio anywhere else. So she decides she needs to find a place. I decide I totally hate the dorms. My roommate got 2 hand jobs in the course of a week while I was in bed with 2 different girls. I was just in my bed, just like 5 feet away, and he's getting a hand job. And no thank you. No thank you. Jump back to 2 weeks before that, and we were lost in Oakland trying to find somebody's house or something, I don't know. And we got food poisoning from these McFlurries and fries. We're not sure which one did it because we shared the fries and we both got a McFlurry. But we get lost in Oakland trying to find a bathroom. And sorry, Tessa, this is so glamorous. But yeah, so we get lost in Oakland trying to find a bathroom, and we drive past this place called Emeryville on the freeway, and we're like, oh my god, Emeryville's adorable. We need to who wouldn't want to live in Emeryville? Jump back to the beginning of October, and we're looking for a place, and we decide, let's look in Emeryville. We find this place. It's we find 3 or 4 different places, but we fell in love with this one on Essex, and that's eventually where we ended up living. I'll link the VO video where we show you around our apartment. Please ignore my hair and the hoodie. I wasn't ready to go outside, but still decided let's go ahead and make this video. Really upset about it to this day. So we move into that apartment. It takes about 2 or 3 weeks, and then we sign a lease on October 14th. I remember that. I don't know why I remember it, but I do. We sign a lease on October 14th, and by November 26th, we find out that there is a severe and hazardous, according to PG&E, the guy they sent out from PG&E to check our heaters. There's a severe and hazardous gas leak. Our apartment gets pink tagged or yellow tagged or something, so we shouldn't really be staying there, but if we have to, then they just need to turn off the gas, which would be fine if it weren't mid-November and the rain hadn't started to fall and it was 48 every day, and I didn't live with a 6x5 window right at the top of my bed. So we get a space heater. We kind of just wait it out. They don't fix anything. I don't get the double doors I was promised. I mentioned them in the video. There's a big gaping hole. We decide that we just need to move out. We get in this huge fight with our landlords. We break our lease. So Tessa moves to Turlock to live with her grandfather. I move into my studio apartment in the Fruitvale district in Oakland. I start my job at H&M. Things are going pretty well, and then you jump to January 23rd, I think, and I am driving to the Super Target at 7:30, and a delivery truck pulls out, cuts me off in traffic. I slam into the ladder that you use to climb up into the back of it, totaling my Peachy Cruiser. I sit on the freeway for about 20 minutes waiting for the police officers to be able to maneuver through traffic to pull me off the road. I was fine, nothing happened. They put me off the side of the road, we take it to a mechanic, we find out that it's in fact totaled, so my insurance won't cover it, because for Christmas, my mom gave, my Christmas present from my mother was the first 2 payments of my car insurance. It's the only gift I've ever gotten that cost me $865. So we go to this shop, we find out that it's definitely totaled. We have to pay in cash to have all of the repairs made, or I'd have to report it to my insurance company, and then my premium would go through the roof, which I can't. I had $3,000 because the account that was in joint with my parents from the money that my grandmother left me, so I bought a red 98 Honda, Ruby Citrus, because she's a woman, and which now sits out in my driveway there. She'll come up with a story later on. So I get the new car, I still work at H&M, but it turns out that the tires are almost all rotted through, and I don't find this out because the dealership, they don't volunteer things like this, so my tires are rotted through. I get a flat tire, I call into H&M. It's not 2 hours before my shift because I wasn't on the freeway 2 hours before my shift, and it was a 7 o'clock shift, so no one's in the building at 5 o'clock. But whatever. That's counted as one of my lates. You're allowed to be late 3 times as far as H&M's concerned, in a rolling 90-day period or something like that, and there's no grace period. So I was 7 minutes late, even with a flat tire. I changed my own flat tire and boots and a peacoat. Thank you very much. So I changed my flat tire, got to work. It's written up as a thing. I signed the paper. Then I hit a patch of water. The day after that, or the day later, it starts to rain. And I think that things looking up. I love rain. You know that from watching the other videos. It starts to rain, and I hit a patch of water coming out of the Caldenot tunnel that I have to go through to get to Walnut Creek where I worked. And I spin out, hit a retaining wall, and keep going by some miracle of whatever, causing damage to like the front side of my car. But I'm okay, so that's fine. Like 3 days after that, my radio gets stolen, and I get my dashboard's all bashed up. Because someone breaks into my car in the Nordstrom parking lot at H&M. So I keep living my life, no radio, blah 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 blah. Oh, my Imogen Heap CD was in my CD player, and my Regina Spektor Begin to Hope CD that I've had for like 2 years was in my glove box, and they're gone now. So, and a Kate Vogel CD I bought at Target the year before. Like, I forgot to mention, jump back to right around like Christmas time, I think. Early December, my dad had a mild stroke. And this wasn't the first. The first one was when he was having quadruple bypass. He was getting his second quadruple bypass. He had one triple bypass, and then he had 2 quadruples. During the last quadruple, he had a mild stroke, which took out most of the functionality of his left side. He was in the hospital for like 2 or 3 weeks. So when he had the second one, it attacked the left side again, and so he has really big problems like walking. He can't drive anymore, not reasonably at least. That happened right before I started my job at H&M, and so that's what happened there. And then in March, she started to have these like blackouts where she'd be standing having a conversation with you, and she'd just kind of like pass out and hit the floor. I didn't find out about it until it happened in front of me, which was not a nice way to find out that it had been happening for the past couple of years. So that happened. Flew home as soon as I found out that it happened, and I had a shift that day. I didn't think to call H&M, and I didn't charge my phone the night before, so it died while I was on the plane, going down to see how she was. So I didn't call out, and they called it a no-call, no-show. And it didn't matter that I wanted to show them doctor stuff, and they said that, no, you didn't call 2 hours before your shift, and you didn't call during the day, so it's a no-call, no-show. If you're late one more time, then we're going to fire you. So I quit. Because I don't want to work at a place that treats people like that. With all the other stuff that I had been going through, I couldn't handle being told that these things that were happening to me, I was going to be blamed for or punished for, and so I quit. And because of that, I'm not available for rehire, and that's why I stopped working at H&M, and I don't think I've ever told anyone that. So that was a couple months. I watched a lot of One Tree Hill, all 4 seasons. I watched a lot of Grey's Anatomy. It got me to deal with a lot of like my issues and stuff like that. I cried for the first time in 7 years. Yada yada yada. Skipped through all that mess. I get my job at Banana Republic in San Francisco, and things with my dad, and I'm going okay. I get the job. I tell my parents, and it turns out that my dad has been getting worse and worse. And so I decided that it's best for me to come back here, and help him out, and save up, and then go back up to San Francisco. I get down here, and it's worse than I thought. So I figure I'm just gonna stick around until I don't know how to say it, and then go back to my life. Now I'm in Victorville, and 2 days ago, it's been happening for a week. My dad had a tooth abscess, which isn't a big deal for normal people. It's just an infection, but he has the serious type, the like limb losing type of diabetes. So he can't fight infection. It was swelling up, and it was threatening to block off his breathing and kill him. So I had to take him to the emergency room. They drained it, but they found a spot at the base of his skull, and they can't figure out if it's like a tumor or if his brain is bleeding. And if his brain is bleeding, then they don't know why. We weren't worried about it because they were supposed to do the MRI yesterday, and then he was going to come home today. But we got a call a couple hours ago from him saying that he doesn't get to come home. So they did the MRI, and now he doesn't get to come home, and so I'm not really sure what's going on because they don't tell you anything. So yes, I think that's everything. I don't know if I'm going to regret posting this, but I feel like future me and the rest of you should know the truth, because I refuse to be one of those people that doesn't show everything, that shows you only what you want them to see, and I feel like you should know more than that, and you guys deserve more than that, and I need to talk about it. But yeah, so that's just a basic explanation. Happy birthday, Addie. Those are my new shoes for work, because you have to have one-tone shoes. I will say hi to the new subscribers in the next video, because I really don't want your introduction to the channel to be associated with this business here. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a different outfit in about 2 minutes. Why didn't it stop?